Successful emails in English. This is a short presentation just to help you become more successful when you're sending emails in English. My name is David Sansom. I'm the Deputy Director at the MPI-Bell Center. What about you? Why do you write emails? Well, obviously, you need to send someone an email, perhaps if you want to tell them something, or you're going to ask them for something. This could be asking them to do something. Why do people send you emails? It's going to be for the same reason. They're telling you something, or they're asking you for something, or to do something. How do you feel when you receive an email? You could be happy, could be sad, angry, confused. Perhaps you don't understand it. How you feel might also then link to what you do. What do you do with it? Do you ignore it? Do you do the thing you're asked to do? Do you just delete it? All emails have a purpose. We don't usually send them for fun. You can use your messaging or WeChat or anything else for that. Typically, an email is going to have one of these purposes. Maybe more than one, but usually there's one thing we want to do. This could be just to give or ask for information. Instructions, explanations, making an appointment, arranging, rearranging, changing as well. Perhaps something's wrong. Either you're complaining or you're apologizing for something. Could be something more positive, to congratulate, talk about future plans, or even simply just to maintain contact with someone. That's still a purpose. To be successful then, you have to be sure that the reader understands what you want them to understand. It's clear, they're not confused. And also that the reader does what you want them to do. This means you achieve your purpose. If you're asking to arrange a meeting, the meeting is arranged. If you're telling them information, they understand that information. We're going to look at 3 ways that you can be more successful in your emails and achieve your purpose. The first is about opening communication with the reader. Secondly, we'll go on to looking at making the meaning clear, and then ways that you can be more confident you're going to get the intended result. And we'll add one more thing at the end, making it easy for yourself. None of us want to spend a lot of time writing an email. First of all, opening communication with the reader. Who is the reader? How well do you know the reader? Maybe you're lucky. Maybe the reader of your email is one of these people. But you might not be quite so lucky. Just when you send the email, just when they receive the email, maybe it's one of these people. You don't know. That's, to me, is the interesting thing about email. When I'm writing and sending an email, I'm never presuming that the person is going to be really happy to hear from me. I'm kind of assuming that maybe they're in a bad mood, maybe they've had a bad day, maybe 10 other people have asked them to do things as well. So I'm going to be careful. Because success means getting the reader to do what you want them to do and to understand what you want them to understand. Whoever the reader is and however they're feeling when they read your email. First thing then, opening communication with the reader. One of the most important things is the subject line. And I know when I'm receiving 20, 30, 50 emails a day, the first thing I read is the subject line. If it's not clear, if I don't understand it, I'm either going to ignore it or I might even delete it. So clear, relevant subject. Don't keep forwarded emails. Start again, rewrite the subject line, nice and clear, 4, 5, 6 words. Everybody understands. Make sure what you have written is clear. Time meeting Friday change. We don't really know what that means. change time of meeting to Friday, immediately it's clear. The reader is happy even before they've started reading your email. Don't reuse old subject information. Delete it, start again, nothing too long. Keep it short, use a dash, and put in prepositions. Prepositions are key to meaning in English. For example, Sansom dash rearrange meeting on 25th of October. If you're sending an email to a teacher or professor or someone in another department at MPI, it helps if you just put in your name and the topic. Lily Huang, presentation assignment. Again, it's going to have a big impact on the reader because now they know what it is they're just about to read. Perhaps more importantly, if you're applying for jobs, applying for further study at a university, make sure your email can be noticed. They might receive several hundred emails about the same thing. Suggestions are start with the topic, MA Literature Application, dash, add your name. Or start with your name, Huang Lily, application MA Lit 2022. Add as much information to make it clear. Or marketing intern application, dash, Lily Huang. Nobody's going to lose your email or accidentally delete it. Next thing to open communication with the reader is about the opening greeting. Compare these emails. Hi, John, dear Mr. Smith. Both of them are perfectly okay English emails, but maybe a different impact. If you're sure it's a friend, hi might be okay. If you're unsure, if it's somebody you don't know, dear is a better alternative. And be careful with the names. You've got to get names right. If you're sure about whether the person is male or female, dear Mr. Smith, if it's Peter, dear Miss Jones, if it's Catherine, never Mrs. or Miss unless they've already told you that. If you're not sure, and many names we have no idea if it's male or female, could be both, just include the whole name. Dear Addison Black, dear Kai White, dear Sky Blue. Similarly, if you're not sure which is the first name, surname, Jordan Michael, Michael Jordan, just include the whole name, dear Jordan Michael. And again, if you're writing to universities, people who use titles, doctor, professor, they like it to be used properly. You just use the title with a surname. Dear Dr. Eadful, dear Professor Anity. And notice every time I'm ending this with a comma. American English, they often use a colon. If in doubt, just dear name, comma at the beginning. And quick reminder, first name is also given name or Christian name. Surname is also family name or last name. One other thing to open communication with the reader is a friendly opening line. Compare. Send me a report today, and I hope you had a good weekend. I'm writing to ask about the report due today. That opening line is likely to just help the reader relax and be a little bit more sympathetic towards you. Things you can use, very simply, I hope you are, with an adjective. I hope you had, with a noun. Many thanks for something, many thanks for the pictures, many thanks for helping, many thanks for your email. Or it was good to see you, I enjoyed our meeting. Just a simple short line like this can make a difference. And what you're saying to the reader is, hey, I'm being friendly, I'm making an effort to be friendly with you. Please read and do what I'm asking. Think about the reader. People get lots of emails. Will they understand what you write? Will they interpret it correctly? Will they do what you want them to do? The meaning has to be clear when you're writing. Think about your own experiences. When you receive an email, do you really know what to do? And the most important advice then is just use regular, common, expected expressions to say what you want the reader to do or understand. We don't have to write anything new or wonderful or poetic. We just keep using the same expressions. So to give information, I'm writing to tell you. I would like to meet on. Please find attached. The event will start. The meeting room has been booked. Very clear, very direct. The reader knows, this person is simply giving me information. Similarly, if you're asking for information, make it clear. Could you tell me? Could you confirm? Do you know? Have you received? Did you get something? Giving instructions. Please, could you do something? Or if it's important, you need to, you must. Making an arrangement. Are you available? Are you free on Monday afternoon? I would like to arrange a meeting at 3 o'clock. If you have to change, make it clear, unfortunately, if possible. Unfortunately, Monday is no longer possible. Could we change to Tuesday? If possible, can we postpone it to next week? Action, the easiest thing to use is please. Please get back to me. Please complete. Please click. And if you need to apologize, make it clear. I'm writing to apologize. I regret to tell you. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you. Or if you're receiving an apology email, you would expect one of these expressions there. Keep it short, keep it to the point. Always use what people expect to read. Link your ideas if necessary, first, second, final. And if you've got more than one thing in your email, make that clear. I'm writing to tell you about something and to ask you to do something. One tip is simply learn from others' good emails. Everything I know about writing emails, I've learned from reading other people's emails. And be accurate. Mistakes make it less likely the reader will do what you want them to do. In fact, it might make them quite angry, particularly if you're applying for a job or applying for a course at a university in an English-speaking country. No mistakes allowed. Getting the intended result. If you want to be successful, if you want this rather than this, one important thing is how you word what you put in the email. Really, it's about how polite are you. And politeness counts in English. Compare, oi, report now, to, dear Bobby, please could you send the latest report to me by the end of today. I suspect Bobby is more likely to do it if I'm polite. Even if I'm Bobby's boss, it's unlikely it's going to get a good response if I'm rude. Things you can say. You could just say, oi, report now, send the report. It depends on the relationship. Again, you might be able to use it once, but it's unlikely. Much more natural. And these are the things I use automatically almost every time I'm writing these email. Please send the report. Can you send the report, please? Or please, could you send the report? And that in 90% of cases is going to be okay. Everybody's happy with that. They'll do what you want them to do. Sometimes we need to be more polite. Could you possibly send the report? Would it be possible for you to send the report? I wonder if you could possibly send the report, please. These are the more formal alternatives. These work, these are good. If you're writing to someone you really don't know, perhaps in a more senior position, just use one of these expressions. And we can be even more formal. I would be extremely grateful if you could. If it's not too much trouble, would it be possible for you? I understand you're very busy at the moment, but could you possibly send the report, please? Rare, but can be useful. And I think you can see very clearly what's happening here. The more polite we are, the more words we put before the important information. That's it. We just use longer and longer sentences. And we can keep going forever. I realize there's a typhoon in Macau right now. Your office is without electricity and water. However, I wonder if you could possibly arrange to send the report if it is convenient for you. That might work. So politeness is important. And in all the years I've sent and received emails, Nobody has ever complained to me that I say please and thank you too much. People are happy to see please and thank you. To be more polite, you simply put more words before the request or whatever it is you're asking. And we use more formal vocabulary: would, could, possibly, grateful, and wonder. One thing to avoid: do you mind, would you mind? Because we don't know what the answer is. Would you mind sending the report? Yes. We don't know if that's a yes, I will, or no, I do mind. And one thing is just to be a little bit careful. If you're too polite for no reason, this becomes sarcastic, which has the opposite meaning. So this reply from a teacher to a student, although it sounds very polite, is not at all polite. Closing is another important thing. You've had a good opening, you've used the name correctly, you've been clear, you've been polite, hasn't yet finished. Close with something friendly. And the easiest way, particularly if you are communicating with a friend, is to see you. See you on, see you at, see you in, see you later. And you can just combine them. See you on Tuesday at the meeting in Taipa, wherever it is. And then a proper ending before you put your name. And I suggest these are the only endings you should be using in an email. If you want to be quite official, particularly if it's somebody you don't know, best regards. More naturally, thanks, many thanks, thanks in advance, and always with a comma afterwards, notice. If you want to be extra polite, thanks again, apologies again. And if you actually want to be friendly, put a best wishes in there. I notice this. I receive quite a lot of emails, often from the same person over a number of months. When they're in a good mood, they end their email best wishes. When they're a bit annoyed with me, they end it regards or something like that. So it has an impact right at the end. Something else to be careful with is always be very clear on dates. Emails are tricky because we're never quite sure when people will read them and how they will understand. So please contact me again next Friday. Nobody's quite sure what next Friday is. Does it mean Friday this week, if it's, say, Tuesday or Wednesday now, or does it mean Friday next week? Let's talk about this on Wednesday. Well, it depends when the person reads it. If they read it today, it's this week. If they read it later, on Thursday, maybe they're thinking it's about next Wednesday. I can send this to you tomorrow again. When was it read? And particularly if you're sending to a different time zone. So things that improve this, please contact me again on Friday, 22nd of October. Put the date in. Let's talk about this on Wednesday, brackets 2010, 20th of October. I can send this to you tomorrow, brackets Friday 15th. Then it's absolutely clear whenever that person reads the email, what date you're talking about. One other very important thing is the use of will. Unless you really mean it, avoid writing things like, I will do this, it will be ready, I will complete it. Will in English is not only talking about the future, it is also making a promise. So if you say, I will do this, you have to do it. You've just promised in writing. Alternatives in order to protect yourself, I will try to do this. I should be able to do this. This is the one I use all the time. I never say will, I always say it should be possible. I should be able to do this. I should have it ready tomorrow. So it should be ready, or alternatively, I plan to complete it. Making it easy for yourself, very simply, keep using the same expressions for thousands, millions, of emails. And the easiest expression in English to use in an email is please plus a verb. Send me, tell me, remember, check, arrange, reserve, let me know, help with. That's all you need. And notice it's the verb in the infinitive, which means it doesn't matter if it's regular, irregular. You never have to add ed or s or ing or anything like that. It's always polite. It's always correct. It's always okay. Another thing you can always use is I hope you are when you are opening your email. And it's either followed by an adjective, I hope you're well, I hope you're ready, or verb plus ing. I hope you're enjoying, I hope you're making. Thank you. Thank you for, followed by a noun. I use this almost every time I write an email. Thank you for the report. Thank you for the update. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for helping last week. And to explain why you're sending the email, I'm writing to, again, it's just followed by a verb in the infinitive. Nothing ever changes. I'm writing to tell you, let you know, ask about, finalize, suggest, remind, whatever the thing is that you're writing to do. Similar to the please is could you. This is slightly more polite. Could is a modal verb. It's always followed then just by the verb in the infinitive. That's why we love modal verbs. Could you tell me? Could you confirm? Could you remember to? You're sending an attachment, please find attached now. That's it. Please find attached the file. Please find attached my essay, my CV. And one more, I look forward to, or I am looking forward to, again, followed by a noun. And the verb plus ing is a noun. I look forward to your visit. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'm looking forward to the meeting. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Always correct, always easy. Remember, it's all about the reader. Emails have a purpose. Success is getting that reader to do or to understand what you want them to do. Learn from other people's good emails. Collect your own useful example sentences and expressions. This is really important. Every time you see something good in an email, and by good, I mean you understood it very clearly and it seems to be correct, just make a note of it and keep it, and then use it again yourself later. Be ready to change if you want to improve your writing. Just because you're writing a certain type of email now doesn't mean it's perfect. If you want to be better, you have to start changing what you're doing. And be accurate. Nobody likes mistakes in emails because they're permanent. It's a record. Okay, that's it. That's our short talk about how to be successful in email writing in English. Hope you found it useful and interesting. If you need more help, it's always available here at MPI-Bell. Simply send an email, englishwriting@ipm.edu.mo, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Many thanks.